'Twas the night before Saturn-Pluto, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring. Oh, there's stirring going on, all right. Hi, Thomas Miller. Welcome in to the day before the once-in-a-750-year occurrence in the sky. Saturn-Pluto will conjunct tomorrow, and just looking at this chart where it is now, where Saturn and Pluto are now, 6 minutes apart from each other. So in astrology, there are 30 degrees per sign, Capricorn and all the rest of them, 30 degrees, and then there are 60 minutes per degree. So you always have a degree-based aspect, and then if you want to dial it into the minutes, you have the minutes. Saturn and Pluto became conjunct by degree, 22 degrees, last Sunday. They will be conjunct by minutes at 22 degrees 46 minutes tomorrow morning at 10:03 Eastern Time. They will stay that way until 12:25, I believe. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Today's business is really the moon. Back to the moon. I've been saying the moon is really to follow the dial because all of the energy is stacked in Capricorn. So as the moon moves around, we're looking at these triggers. So obviously we had one yesterday. By the way, how was the eclipse for you? I tell you what I did. I set my alarm for here, 1 o'clock, and I just had some quiet reflective time. I got my computer out. I use the notes program a lot as kind of my second journal. Online, digital journal. There you go, digital journal. And so I was able to use my digital journal in my recording session yesterday. Had a nice little window of a break, so I was able to just get by myself, and I did a lot of connecting with intuition because that was the energy. I happened to listen to this great podcast yesterday about the full moon, where the podcast person said that there ought to be a lot of intuitive energy. So I thought, let's try that. And sure enough, there was. I mean, it was just like wide open for me there. I had about 20 minutes, I guess, that I was able to just really tune in and dial in, and I did my work, and that was that. Just made an observation of the rest of it. And otherwise, it was a good day. Now, today is different because that same moon that was being so intuitive yesterday has gone behind a curtain of sorts today. Here are the aspects. First of all, actually, this is kind of cool for Saturn-Pluto. The moon is in a grand trine, so that's a big triangle of trines with Mars and Chiron. You know, to me, that was just like a little wink from the universe saying, do your hard work today. Do your hard work. So Chiron is the wounded healer. And what is this whole thing about? If you'd like to hear the epiphany that I got last Sunday, when Saturn and Pluto turned conjunct at 22 degrees, I got this epiphany of a situation around an unhealed wound. If you haven't heard that, it's on the current Subconscious Mind Mastery podcast, unless I record another one later today. But then it'll be the second one, right? So it's one of the top two. But it was all about an unhealed wound deep in the soul that got unstuck. And that's the energy that we have with the moon today. That's the purpose of the Grand Trine. Powerfully, you got Mars in there in Sagittarius. That's fire, fire. You got Leo moon now. The moon crossed over into Leo while you were asleep. That's fire. And guess where Chiron is? The fieriest of them all, in Aries. Okay, I think my day just got a little bit reset, actually. Putting all that together is going to require some time to do some work today internally. Yeah, got to catch the energy while it's there because this moon will move off. Now, the moon will be in Leo tomorrow during the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. We'll be in about the middle of the sign, 14, 15, 16 degrees in through there. So that's the big one, this big fire trigon with the moon, Mars, and the wounded healer doing our inner wounded healer work. Now, there was something else very significant that happened last night, and I didn't mention it just because the focus yesterday was on the eclipse, but Neptune has stationed direct in Taurus at 2 degrees. Neptune has been on its retrograde path for, gosh, it seems like forever. I think it's been about four months, I believe. I don't remember. I'm not looking back at the exact date. But we are now moving forward again Neptune represents change, so just be aware. And Taurus, ruled by Virgo, 2 keywords there, home and money. Now, today's moon is square Uranus, so we will see how that plays out as Uranus reawakens, merges back into society after being in hibernation for all this time, and we'll see how that square to the moon sets its temperament. I have this Rocky Mountain High image of a bear coming out of hibernation grumpy. That's the way it just feels to me. Like Uranus wakes up and it comes out, big old stretch in the morning, and then it's like, bah humbug. Got this Leo moon all bright and shiny and perky, and I just woke up. That could be interesting from old Uncle Uranus. We shall see. Now, remember, I have said this was my feeling of just kind of the way the energy felt, was that the day of the conjunction would be any other day. And that's why I kind of casually suggested that for those interested who are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, that we might get together. And yes, actually pretty good little group is getting together. And yes, we are, and you have the details, which I will be confirming with you today by email or text. So we'll see you tomorrow as planned. And I've kind of incorporated that we maybe need to do some kind of meditating together or some kind of little ceremony. So we're thinking about what to do with that. But my original intention on this was it's just another day. Now, things certainly were getting dicey last week ahead of this, and we will see what the headlines breed. But I've thought that the big now setup is, the thing about Saturn-Pluto is, yes, all of this work and everything that's been happening this year is oh so real, but it gets us ready for Aquarius. That's when the real shifts happen. And some of you are still downloading the Saturn-Pluto special video that I created. If you want that, it's free. Go to soulfoodtalks.com. Here's how you get it, soulfoodtalks.com. Go down to the freebies tab or box, and it's in there, and you can download it for free. And that's my little rendition, about 8 minutes, where basically we look back at the last 3 times that this has been significant and has affected history. But really, the change comes when everything moves into Aquarius, which we have plenty of time to talk about later. All right, let's pick the stellium apart. Okay, a couple of things. Let's see. Neptune is sesquisquare with the moon, so see that intuitive just snappiness that was there yesterday now has a little bit of a fog on it. That's why we take advantage of these things in the day, see? And let's see, Venus doesn't have anything. Let's keep going here. Okay, now we're into the stellium. All right, now, Jupiter, trine Uranus. That's going to be good, okay? So if grumpy, just woke up from hibernation, Uranus does have to go over to a tree to relieve himself, it will be perhaps blessed by Jupiter. So in other words, after he gets his grumpy acknowledgement of the moon out of the way, maybe he'll do something nice regarding money or home. That would be good. Hey, Uranus, come on, let's get on the good side. Let's hang out on that trine. Okay, Sun is at 20 degrees. So see, this energy is now all just balled up. So you've got Saturn and Pluto at 22, Mercury at 21. Now by tomorrow, it will be at 23, just on the other side. The Sun today is at 20. It will be at 21 tomorrow. So there you can see the stack. It's basically Jupiter at 10, Sun at 21, Saturn, Pluto at 22, and Mercury at 23. Take a good picture because you won't see this until 2754. And as I've said, it's December 14th if you would like to mark your cosmic calendar. All right. Well, I don't know what else I got. That just to be in that meditative space. Use that Grand Trine. The biggest thing to me today is that Grand Trine, that all fire. I'm jumping on that sucker. Chiron in Aries, yeah. Mars in Sag, Moon in Leo. The universe is just saying to those of us who are listening and awake that you can do some serious work ahead of tomorrow's big conjunction. I am touched by all of this that is happening. I'm touched that several of us are going to get to share it together tomorrow. And I wish you the very best over the next several days. This is magical. See you tomorrow.